welcome to another episode here with an evening with Remy Centauri. Thought-provoking topics and issues pertaining to this world and the outer realm. An evening with Remy Centauri, and I am, of course, your host, Remy. This evening, atop of my makeshift hilltop studio, and the only vlog broadcast recognized by the North American and Western European Brewers Council, who vehemently urge you for y'all not to be stupid and not to purchase. Do not purchase cheap Mexican beer. Probably make you sick. If you're gonna be purchasing any kind of hot alcoholic beverage, make sure it's domestic or Western European. You don't want to get sick with none of that Mexican stuff. Okay. And of course, I am joined here tonight by my ever two accompanying friends, my 15-year-old Macallan Scotch in my coffee mug to my left, and to my right, my acid cigar. And put the two together, and let me tell you, they really, really calm you down from a hard day. And so yeah, it's the single malt Scotch and the acid cigar, they go together, kind of like on those cold mornings or those cold evenings when you're drinking coffee or an espresso or a cappuccino, and you break out the Turkish blend tobacco, and the flavor, both of them, smoking and drinking coffee, they go pretty well together. You have to have that palate, but once you delve into that, there's no going back. The flavor, everything that encompasses the coffee beans and the tobacco, just it's particularly on a cold night or a cold morning, they just go well together. Same thing with the acid cigar and the single malt Macallan Scotch. Really good combination. I highly recommend it. Okay, driving into Hilltop Studios this evening, I was listening to some Al Stewart. I don't know if y'all recall Al Stewart. I think he's still around. I don't know. Listening to The Year of the Cat and Time Passages. Two of my favorite songs. He has other hits. But those are two that I tend to reminisce a lot about when I'm in the so type of mood. So yeah, driving in, I was listening to that, and looking outside the window here in Hilltop Studio. The evening looks very calm. Shoreline. Not any people walking around tonight. And right before I came into the studios here, I sat outside for a while, did a little bit of meditating. Just something about the waves coming in really slowly. You can hear them, you can feel the breeze, and in the position that I'm in, it just it just seems like I've captured a moment in time, and it's really soothing up here in my part of the world. So, and I hope you all are doing, like I said, well this evening. And I want to give a special shout out to the Butcher and the Boar. That's right, I didn't say the Butcher and the Whore. The Butcher and the Boar restaurant at 1121 Hennepin Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They have the steakhouse. They have the steakhouse, and the seafood. They have the barbecue. And they have a lot of great dishes: a sausage sampler, which is a wild boar hot link, and a Texas beef link, and a pork and cheddar link. And you also have the wood grilled oyster, steak tartare, and the 18-ounce New York strip steak, and of course the 10-ounce filet mignon, and of course the rack of lamb. Okay, and they also have seafood, which of course is the Chilean sea bass, seared diver scallop, smoked salmon, and a whole lot of other stuff. And it's a cozy place to take your special someone. Michelle is always wanting to go there. So to please my woman, we go there. And you know what they say: happy wife, happy life. Well, she's not exactly my wife, but pretty soon. And so she likes to go in there because it is a very cozy place, and the food is great. Just a good mixture of people there, and I highly recommend it. So if you ever find yourself in Minneapolis, Minnesota, go to the Butcher and the Boar restaurant at, like I said, 1121 Hennepin Avenue. And as always, purchase domestic or Western European beers in case you'll be drinking any kind of alcoholic beverages. And do not be stupid and purchase cheap Mexican beer. Okay? And got a news flash here. That news flash, that Robert De Niro is still an angry little short, sad man. And if you were in front of me, I'd say, dude, smoke some hash and chill out. He's very upset. I don't know. It's not good for you there, Bobby De Niro. I guess he still hasn't gotten over the election of 2016. I feel very bad for him. But anyway, in the news, we have things that are going on in the NBA. We have DeMar DeRozan. Now, the thing with DeMar DeRozan, he feels he's been stabbed in the back by the Toronto Raptors. He's an idiot. Okay, just to show to you that he's not too bright. He is from Compton, California. He went to USC, and he's one of those one and done kind of guys. All right. He's upset because he was traded to San Antonio. So they are sending him to a storied franchise with a proven track record for 2 decades. Now, when it comes to NBA players, they do not like playing in Canada because of the high taxes. And DeRozan is going to a state, which is Texas, that has no state income tax. A win-win all around. He's with a great organization, and he's going to be paying any taxes. Only if he goes to certain states where he's playing ball, right? So he's actually saving money. However, but then again, when it comes to DeMar DeRozan, basically, then again, he's basically just a thug from Compton, okay, who doesn't seem to understand it. This is actually very good for him. All right. Now, in reality, DeRozan will be one of those stupid figures you hear about 10 years removed from basketball, professional sports, and he'll be broke. Where are they now, right? And he'll most likely be broke. I mean, he is a dumb thug, and will still not gotten over the trade even then. 10 years, after he's removed from basketball. However, he will be broke, and he simply does not understand that this is a good move. Okay. So I don't know if San Antonio's gonna. I mean, he'll be he'll be instant offense, but the defense, well, he's not known for that. And then, which brings me to Coach Greg Popovich. Many of them consider him, some of the best, but one of the best coaches in the NBA. Okay, but if you ask me, Phil Jackson is still better than Popovich. Why, you may ask? Well, because people say that Phil had Michael Jordan, and that's why he won the 6 rings he did with Michael. Okay, all right, we'll give you that. However, what about when he went to LA, all right? Then people will say, well, he had Kobe, that's why he won them 5 rings. No, he is just a better coach than most, and certainly better than Popovich. Now, Popovich can win an elusive 6th NBA final without Tim Duncan, and then, and only then, Will he be as good as Phil Jackson? But I do not think so. I think that he's, like I said, Phil was able to do it. Two different teams. Popovich is never going to go to another organization. At least I don't think so. He's getting up in age, and he's not going to be able to do it without Duncan. I mean, the cast of characters he has are fine, but eventually San Antonio will be, just like Utah and Phoenix, a mediocre team like they were, before Duncan had ever arrived in San Antonio. People ask me, and I tell them, and that's basically it. Yes, Phil is Phil's a better coach than Popovich, Phil Jackson, and that's my opinion. And if y'all don't like it, well, tough. I mean, you have your opinion. Some people consider Pat Riley, maybe, I don't know. And sticking to basketball, excuse me, Kevin Love signs with the Cavaliers, 4 years, $120 million. Now, y'all realize who you're giving this money to, right? Cleveland. Talk about reaching for something in your pocket and you come up with lint for the Cavaliers. I mean, you're reaching for something and there's nothing there other than just some lint in your hand as you pull it out of your pocket. And of course, Kevin Love pays you for a sucker. I mean, how could? Then again, it's the rules in the NBA. They have to spend the money, and I guess they had to give it to Kevin Love. And Cleveland's, once again, they're going to be just a mediocre team. They could have done more with the money, but they decided to stick with Kevin Love. Now, I hope, Cleveland, I hope you enjoyed your status for a while, Cleveland, because now you have nothing, zilch. Let me put it to you this way. Kevin Love could not guard me, and I would take him to the hole. But what do you expect? They are Cleveland, and they are losing. They're a losing city and losing state, losing organization. Ohio, they're nothing but losers in that state. Okay, the losing state of Ohio. Well, it could be worse. It could be Puerto Rican. Well, that'd be the bottom of the barrel right there. And a lot has been made about the Brexit in the news. We all heard of Brexit, right? Where the UK is going to do away of being part of the European Union. That happens on March 29th, 2019, which is not too far from now. Now, I am a supporter of Brexit. Now, I think it's important for, you don't want the UK to lose their culture to foreigners, and there's a lot of good things when it comes to being able to detach yourself from the European Union. Companies have fewer regulations to work, when just with the UK, fewer regulations. That's great. And believe it or not, a weaker pound will help the British export more merchandise overseas. Now, not having to contribute $350 million to the European Union, they can use that money, the UK can, and put it to better use. And of course, not losing your identity, like going to, exactly how you're losing your identity by having a lot of foreigners going, into the UK or any other country. It's kind of like going to France. You go to Paris, and you're going into these Parisian shops, right? And then you're welcomed by an Asian person. The entire staff is Asian. You're like, wait a minute, am I in Paris or Little China? Because or am I in Chinatown? Because a lot of the businesses are being purchased by Asians, mainly Chinese, right? And then you go to Paris, you want to buy stuff made in Paris, right? Parisian stuff, and here you are purchasing knockoffs, Parisian knockoffs that are made in China, which you could probably purchase in your own hometown. Why you want to go to Paris and purchase knockoffs that are made in China? I mean, that's the thing about it. Paris is losing their identity, but they did that to themselves, bringing a lot of foreigners in. You have a lot more foreigners going in there, and of course you have people purchasing business. Like I said, you want to go to Paris. You want to see and meet people from Paris, and then here you are with a bunch of Asians. So, same thing with the UK. You have a lot of foreigners that want to be part of the culture. They don't want to learn the language. They want to make the little ghettos and make the little make a small little village of people that just speak their own language. And that's bad because you're not assimilating into the culture. If you're gonna go to Britain and become a citizen there, become British. You have to become British. I mean, you'll still be whatever you are, whatever ethnicity, but you've assimilated into the country, into the culture, and but most people don't want that. They want to live the same life that they were living when they were coming from other countries. And some of these people that are Muslim, they think they can treat women badly, and that's what some of these people think they can do when they come to some of these, so they come to Western Europe. They figure, I can act the same way I did over there, which that's not the way the world works. You have to assimilate and be part. If you're gonna go to Britain, you become British. You become a Briton. If you're gonna come to Canada, become Canadian. If you're gonna go to the United States, become an American. Okay. So it's sad, but I am for Brexit, and I believe that we don't want the UK to lose their identity. So I am for that, for Brexit. All right, Brexit. All right. Let me see here. Some questions here from some of my ever-present viewers. I got Avery. Well, you know what? Yeah, Avery from Manchester, New Hampshire, writes to me, Remy, what is the most useful thing that you own? Well, Avery, the most useful thing that I own, well, I'm a big fan of toilet paper, so it comes pretty useful. It's either that or I get to use the side of a tree. Most useful thing I would have to say nowadays it's basically your phone. Your phone is basically a part of you, part of your body, basically. People go to sleep with it. People go sit in the can with it right there. People take it to work. People take it to church. People take it to restaurants. People take it, you name it, and now some of these, phones that are water resistant. I mean, they'll take it with them, to the lake or whatever, play in the rain with it, while it's raining. So having a phone, I think that's the for me, that's next to toilet paper. That's something that's very useful for me. My phone. See what else. Other than my vehicle to get me to work, it's I would have to say my phone. Now, other people, they may have other items that may be useful to them, but for me, it's my phone. And I don't know how they're going to improve on these phones, What's going to be the hot thing, in another 10 years? We may do away from having to use phones that are attached to your hand. Whatever they're luminescent on your arm. Just wear a ring that shines a light on your arm, and then basically just press the buttons that are illuminated on your arm, and it travels, the signal travels to the ring on your finger, and then that's your phone right there. I'm just, this is just my thinking here. But for me, and hopefully, one day, we're not going to have these handheld devices. At least I don't think so. But for me, my most useful thing that I own next to toilet paper is my phone. So Avery from Manchester, New Hampshire, thank you for the question. And New Hampshire, I haven't been there in a while. I have a friend of mine. What's her name? I think her name is Lisa. Fun girl. Just don't tell Michelle about her. Okay, Michelle would kill me. She knows my past with some of these women. And as long as I don't bring it up, she don't bring up her past. Which is really, really nothing, But anyway, Manchester, New Hampshire. All right. Bonnie from Newport, Rhode Island writes to me, Remy, are you a very organized person? I think that you are. Okay, well, Bonnie from Newport, Rhode Island. Am I a very organized person? No, I am not. I am the most disorganized son of a bitch you'll ever meet in your life. No, really, I'm not very organized. I wish I were. To the point of being anal, But I'm not. People that are very organized, like the Japanese, they're very organized, very orderly. Like Sherlock Holmes, he says method and order, right? I think that's when it comes to investigating, method and order. So I am someone who's very disorganized. I mean, I will leave my place sometimes when I'm headed to work. I don't have my phone, or I can't find my wallet, or can't find my wallet, can't find my phone. Where are my keys? It's like, okay, let me get my spare key. Wait a minute, where's my wallet? My wallet is in my spare key. So if I can't find my regular keys, I won't know where my spare key is because I lost my wallet. So I mean, I'm very disorganized. My mind travels kind of like bazillion miles a minute. I guess it's a little bit of the ADHD going on there. But no, I'm not very organized, and I'm also I'm a little messy, just a tad. Yeah. So there's some people. I mean, like Michelle is much more organized than I am, and I guess that's why it works very well for she and I together. They say the opposites attract. Well, we're not too opposite in many things. In some things we are. But as far as your organizational skills, that's not me. So I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I don't know about you, Ms. Bonnie from Newport. That's an interesting question that anyone would want to know what I am like as far as if I'm organized or not. But no, I am not organized. So, and I need to work on that because it'll just make me more attractive for Michelle. And I'll do it for Michelle. Hear that, babe? I'm gonna become organized, so you can be much more happy with me, and then we can get hitched. Then I'll go back to my bad ways. All right. And newsflash, that Pamela Anderson, she still has some big knockers, right? I mean, I haven't seen Pamela Anderson in the longest time. Does she still have those big boobs? I don't know. I haven't seen her. She doesn't come out on Baywatch or anything. She's not doing any kind of porno films with Tommy Lee. and was it Pamela Anderson? Yasmin Bleeth. Remember Yasmin Bleeth? She was hooked on some heroin at one time. The other Baywatch girl, the brunette with the green eyes. Yeah, I think they were green. I'm not too sure. Yeah, she was hooked on dicen La Chiva, the heroin. Yeah, she was hooked on that. I guess she's doing a lot better now. Hopefully, Pamela Anderson. Yeah, she had a rack, right? I mean, she was just. Of course, it was. I remember Pamela Anderson before she got them done. Yeah, it was. Was it on Playboy or Penthouse or I think it was Playboy? Right before she actually had them done, they look great. I don't see why she had to augment them and make them even bigger. Because when she was younger, I mean, and she was still, they were natural. They look great. I don't understand why she had. Just some women look fine without it. Like Michelle. Michelle looks great without having anything augmented. Some people on this earth are placed here, and there's they make a deal with the guy upstairs, and the guy upstairs made her perfect for me anyway, Michelle. But now Pamela, like I said, there was nothing wrong with her. When I first saw her, when I first saw her before she got them augmented, and now I don't know. I wonder if she regrets it now. I mean, is she having back problems because of, the size that they are? I don't know. That's something I like to ask her. Hey Pam, are you having back problems because of your huge knockers? I don't know. But that's something I'd like to ask her. Of course, I'd have to ask her on my own. Michelle cannot know that I'm, talking to Pamela Anderson. Michelle would kill me. What are you saying? I tell you. Okay, Ida from Ocean City, Maryland. Oh, that sounds nice. Remy, when you were in high school, were you ever part of a clique? Ida from Ocean City, Maryland. Back when I was in high school, I was with a group of guys. It was me, Mono, Ralph, Mike, Alex, and Joe. We were part of a group that my friend Mono called them. He called us the Horsemen. Now, Mono was a big fan of the NWO, or was it NWO or NWA? NWO, the wrestling, where they had Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson. He was a big fan of the Horsemen, so he named us the Horsemen. We're just a group of guys, and nothing really bad about us. Now, we did have our arch enemies, which were the it was myself, Mono, Mike, Ralph, and Joe. And our nemesis at that time, we had two other groups. One were the Roper Boys, which half those guys are in prison now. We had Dennis, Paul. I know Paul did some time. Alfred. You have Marta. Well, Marta, you could consider her a dude. She looked like a dude too. What else did you have? You had some other people. They were known as the Roper Boys. Needless to say, they were idiots, and they used to wear Roper boots. All right. Now, if you're a real cowboy, if you're a real man, you don't wear no ropers. You wear Luke Casey or Red Wings. There you go. See, Luke Casey or Red Wings. This is Roper Boys. Traen nada esos vatos. And then the other group, I guess group of guys were the Buddha Clan. The Buddha Clan consisted of Alex, Jesse, and John. they were the Buddha clan because Alex was known as Buddha. You can only imagine why. And it wasn't that he was, it wasn't that he had a gift or he was clairvoyant or anything like that. No, it was just that he was freaking overweight. So they called him Buddha. And then the two guys he hung out with, Jesse and John, they were his clan. So they called him the Buddha clan. And we were the horsemen. So we're just a group of guys, and we didn't think we were any better than anybody else. Well, certainly better than the Roper boys, to the fact that half those guys spent time in prison, I think. But where the horsemen, that was us, we were mainly in cross country and track. Okay. The Roper boys, those guys were in swimming. Oh yeah, that's a very manly sport, swimming. So I mean, it's almost as bad as soccer. And I don't care if Ed Perry the third knows about that either. So yeah, they were the swimmers, and the Buddha clan, Alex, was in golf. So needless to say, neither one group didn't like the other group. So was that my clique? I guess that may have been my clique. We were, like I say, we were the cross country track guys, and then you had the swimming guys, and then Alex, wound up being the guy in golf. All right. So the Buddha clan, the Roper boys, and the horsemen. Of course, none of those cliques are together anymore. They've all kind of fallen by the wayside. All right. So, and right now I want to say hello to give a shout out to the Dovetail Cuisine at 543 Cherry Street, above the Rookery in Macon, Georgia. You have the seared scallops, the Dovetail crafted burger, double stacked with bacon, the Chilean sea bass, basket of garlic cheddar biscuits, and the fried chicken Benedict. Now, whenever I go to these places, because it's a very nice restaurant in there, and I have to wear a collared shirt, well, she makes me wear it, she being Michelle. I always have to braid my beard when Michelle and I go to these places. But that's no problem because she's the one who braids my face. So, one of my favorite places to go in Macon is the Dovetail Crafted Cuisine. Okay? And as always, if you're going to be purchasing a cold alcoholic beverage, purchase domestic or Western European beers, and do not be stupid and purchase cheap Mexican beer. You're going to get yourself sick. All right? So, now another question there from somebody else here. Grace from Burlington, Vermont writes, what state or country do you never want to go back to? Okay, well that's easy. I never want to return to New York or California. When it comes to New York, it's overcrowded and the people are rude. You notice that? I'm not too fond of people in the eastern part of the United States, particularly New York. Very rude, like I said, overcrowded, and maybe that's why you have in that part of the world you have a higher rate of people that have high blood pressure and heart disease, I would imagine, just because the society they live in. But that's one place I don't want to return to. And the other one would be California. It's too expensive to live out there. The cost of living in California, the poverty line is $114,000. Hello, did you hear me? The poverty line in California is $114,000. Now, this is how dumb these people in California are, okay? You have a state senator, okay, who, her name is Kamala, from all names Kamala. She wants the U.S. government to help subsidize the cost of rent for people living in California, because a huge chunk of their of their pay goes to rent. Okay, and because of the way they've managed the state, and they're just they're just bleeding money. They're just or they're wasteful spending, I guess. And they want for the U.S. government to help subsidize the rent for people living in California. And I'm like, wait a minute, why do people in parts of Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, they just say those three countries right there, or I'm sorry, those three states right there, right? Why should they have to help people out in California, right? I mean, and then now you have people from California that are moving. They are moving to the parts of the United States. I was in line at the. I was paying my taxes, and this lady comes in, and then the gentleman says, "Okay, oh, so you're gonna be a new resident here?" And she goes, "Yes." And the gentleman tells her at the window, "Where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from California." Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know people that are moving out of the state of California. I have family members who are considering moving out of the state of California because it's getting way too expensive. However, now this is the thing about it. These people they've already messed up the state of California, right? To the point of like, hey, we need to get out of here, right? But then they bring those same beliefs, those same things that are ingrained in their head of being liberals. Okay, so they're gonna bring their crazy thoughts and ideas, and they're gonna move to your state and be your neighbor, and then want to change things the way they were in California, and mess your city up, mess up your state. Kind of like those people from other countries that don't want to be part of that country. They want to behave and live the way they were living, in the country they were from. No. You have to assimilate and be part of that society. Same thing with these liberals from California. They're moving out because they already wrecked the state, and they're moving out. And they're going to cities and states across the United States, and they're looking to mess up your place as well with their ideas and with their beliefs. So, yeah, and that's one reason I wouldn't go, because it's just too expensive, and you have a bunch of crazy people over there. Okay, so those are two places I wouldn't want to go to, and probably Puerto Rico. I mean, the way I see it, they ought to just get rid of people. We'll get rid of the people in Puerto Rico and make it into a huge ass prison. But that's just we would save money that way. That's just my point of view. Okay, now. Callie, for the last question of the day, Callie from Wilmington, Delaware writes to me, Remy, if you opened up a business, what kind of business would it be? Okay, well, I'm not really been in the business world. I've worked for companies, but nothing that I've actually owned. I wouldn't mind having a privately owned radio station, where I would, it'd be classic rock, and be able to come in like at midnight to 4 or 5 in the morning, and get out, like I said, 4 or 5 in the morning, have breakfast at, some little diner before they get the huge, breakfast rush in. I'll be there at, really early, getting off of work, and then coming home, shower, go to sleep, wake up, I don't know, midday, 2 or 3, something like that in the afternoon, and and then do it all over again. But I mean, if it was privately owned, I would just want to have the midnight to 4 or 5 shift in the morning. So that, or a funeral home. Hey, we all gonna die, right? That'd be the other thing right there. Have a funeral home, and see, this way, when people die, people would be dying for me. Where I would get the business. So yeah, a funeral home would be good. Of course, I would own it. I don't think I actually would want to go into work every day. Just something about that. But owning a funeral home, you're never gonna run out of clients. Of course, they're all gonna be dead, but you're not gonna be running out of clients. And lastly, I guess a series of bars, not just any bar, a series of bars like in either Thailand, the Philippines, Malaysia, or Vietnam. Have you seen some of those places? The nightlife in those places. Every down the street, bar after bar after bar, and maybe a restaurant and a bar and a bar. It's basically, it's a heathenistic place, but I mean, they make a lot of money, these bars. Not only that, but be able to be an expatriate and to live, like that. Yeah. Or having a place in Costa Rica. That's also an expatriate lifestyle. You own a little bar on the beach, and you cater to all other expatriates from the UK, Germany, Australia, that they want to live their last years of retirement in the island of Costa Rica, or maybe even Thailand, the Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam. Just this my time is my own. This is my business, and you just sit back and drink a beer outside the establishment and watch the world go by. That's the way to do it. Well, that's what I would do. Those are 3 things I would do. It's either be privately owned radio station, a funeral home, or a series of bars, in those parts of the world. That's what I would do. Well, people, it looks like the bewitching hour is yet upon us again. My legion of cohorts and my time with you has come to a close for this evening. Now, I want to give a special shout out to Maximum, aka Sam, who's out there. He's probably having a brewski right now, and probably smoking one of my cigars I gave him. I would imagine so. But Sam's out there. He's probably rocking to some Queensryche. All right, Sam, or should I say Maximum. And I want to also give a shout out to Little Gumpla, whose YouTube channel will be up pretty soon. And I want to say hello to him, and I hope he's doing well. And in the solemn words of the one and the only Neil Peart, the great drummer, we travel on the road to redemption, a highway out of yesterday that tomorrow will bring. Truer words never spoken. He makes you think sometimes. Whenever I see that, whenever I listen to it on my iTunes, I think about that. And as always, the only vlog recognized by the North American and Western European Brewers Council, who want my viewers not to be stupid and not to purchase cheap Mexican beer. Purchase only domestic and European beer brands. And with that, my legion of cohorts, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful evening and a good weekend.